And then the next thing I know, like, my mom's is like, yeah, Michael, like shit, like some guy named Big Joe is calling you, or she was trying to say Fat Joe.
Fat Joe?
Yeah. Right. Or some guy named Search just called here looking for you, and my phone starts ringing, and it, like, we was going to the clubs and giving the shits to the DJs. That nigga Irv would make me go to every single nightclub, go in, give them the 12-inch shit's real, and I would say
was the DJs receptive at that time?
Yo, I would say the same thing to each of them. I'd be like, yo, my name Mike Geronimo, this is my song. I'm gonna give it to you. If you like it, all I'm asking you to do is play it. If you don't, break that shit over your knee and you never see me again. And I said that to everybody. And I don't know what he was saying to people when he would, cause that nigga was a madman. He'll sleep in front of Hot 97 knowing that Ed and Dre were gonna come to Hot 97 at 4 in the morning, knowing Flex was, so he was working it that way.
Right.
And the next thing I know, bro, he says it was Flex, but in my memory, I recall us going to BLS. I remember Ron G was on the air. And I think he was interviewing Father MC, and we gave him the song, and they was like, yeah, we about to get into the new joint by Father MC, and the next thing we just heard, voop, 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 and we was in the tunnel, the Holland Tunnel. And that nigga got out of the car and got in the middle of the lane of the Holland Tunnel and just was like this, in front of the car.
Irv?
Yeah, on his knees. And I was just like, I was just sitting in the passenger seat like catatonic, nigga, like, oh shit, I'm on the radio.
Everybody just
what?
heard this.
I got home, my brother was lit. My cousin Reb, them niggas was wildin'. They was like, yo.
Did Large P call you?
Nah, he didn't call me.
What was your pops? Did he know what was going on?
Nigga, my father's first words.
What was it?
You gonna laugh.
Come on.
Nigga, that nigga heard the record. That nigga looked at me and was like, so where's the check?
That's some shit my father would say. That's some shit that my father would say, well, where's the check?
Yeah, my mom said that shit too.
It's lit, but where the money?
Yeah.
Oh, you gave me a new car? My mom should have been like, give me a Rover, right?
My mom, I can honestly say, like, my mom, I love my mom. My mom's, my stepmom, like I said, that's my mom.
You get it?
She was so happy, bro. Like, she just kept kissing my forehead and hugging me, and she was like, oh. And then, like, that nigga Irv called, like, I remember, like, the day or two after. Because I think we was going to Hype's crib, which is why we was in the Highland Tunnel.
Yeah.
And I remember Irv calling the next day, and he was like, nigga, you don't understand, we on. We on. And that was the start of me being scared to death of, well, what is being on me?
The success?
Why? Why were you scared?
Oh.
I think, yeah, like, I was always scared of success, bro. I don't know why that is. Like, I just didn't know what it would mean. You know, and then, all my community at the fort, the army, they was all proud of me, and now everything's changing, the phone's ringing, and this one's looking for me, and that one's looking for me, and I don't know how these people are getting my number, and Irv is telling me shit like, yo, I spoke to this one, like Sony and all these other labels, and my life, like, literally changed in 24 hours, bro.
After it played on the radio?
Yeah, it was on from there, bro.
How'd y'all get the blunt and Sony and all that was calling you?
And when did that Ralph McDaniels video thing that they did on
The
you?
EPK?
Yeah, when did that come through?
That was when we was with TVT, with Blunt. At that point, when the EPK came out, I'd already signed, but to go where you going, like I said, he wouldn't tell me everything. So I knew labels was interested, but I didn't know, like I didn't know it was as many as it was or none of that. I just know Irv would be like, yo, we gonna talk to this label or this label, and I would just be like, cool. And I think it was Wild Pitch. There was something like 4 to 5 labels interested. I remember, what I do remember is going to Wild Pitch, and this is when Main Source had kinda changed. Like I think Mikey D became like what Large was to Main Source. And their mom was their manager. And the day we was meeting with, I think his name is Stu Fine, that owned Wild Pitch. We went to see him, and the Main Source niggas got in a physical fight with Stu and Search, and somebody pulled a knife out, and me and the nigga Irv is like watching this shit like, I don't think we want to be at this label. We good.
Over what?
I don't know what they
money.
was fighting about.
But this was during your meeting?
Yeah, we didn't even, Stu had us in a waiting area. And we just heard boom, bash. And I kept noticing this cute girl at the desk. And I was like, yo, Irv was checking her out. And in my head, I was like, he probably gonna, get her. I'm not gonna say nothing, whatever will happen. But, yeah, so the fight broke out, and the girl, she's like, oh, don't worry about none of that, it'll be fine, da-da-da-da-da-da. My name is Milky, blah, da 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 da. So, I don't know, it's funny where life takes you.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So they have the fight, whatever. One of the Main Source niggas with the dreads was like, telling you, you're not gonna want to side here. So I was like, Irv, I think you got a point. I'm not gonna want to side here. So we left, and then we end up with meeting Steve at TVT.
Steve Gottlieb.
Steve Gottlieb. And it was a really good meeting. And I felt good.
What made it good? What made it?
We just automatically, talking with Steve and Vera, it just felt natural. It felt like this was where I was supposed to be.
He was comfortable.
He was young at the time, right?
Mm-hmm. And he was all like, oh, we have this new label, and we really want to get behind you, and you can trust us, and I want this to be like your home. And it just felt good. And then Search called me. And I think in hindsight, this was one of the first things that let me know, maybe Irv realized he maybe fucked up or something by not putting paper in front of me, like a deal or whatever in front of me. Because Search called my crib. Like I said, and my mom, she don't know no better. Michael, there's someone named Searching For. And I was like, who's searching for? or Surd, or Surf, or what the hell are you talking
She said
about?
searching for.
Or Surf, or, and the Search is like, yo, I got $15,000 for you, and I know you like that long Lexus that I think Keith Murray had a long Lexus or some shit like that.
SC.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And he knew I liked the coupe or whatever. He's like, yo, come up here, and I'm gonna give you $15,000 right now. And I called Irv, I think. And Irv was like, Mike, don't go anywhere without me. Don't leave your house, don't answer your phone, don't go to no meeting. I'm coming over right now. But I in his voice, I heard the urgency, but I didn't understand
Why? Right.
And I was like, I'm just telling you, he called.
Yeah.
It wasn't like I was intending to go there. I was like, yo, he got it. But he said 15,000.
And a Lexus.
And a Lexus. And I'm like, that nigga came to my crib quick. No, don't do that. I was like, I wasn't going to do it.
Yeah.
And I think that's the day that he probably said to himself, I need to give him
Some sort of paperwork.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have dipped on him at all.
Right.
I felt comfortable with Irv.
Yeah, he putting
But he don't
to
know
work.
that.
But he doesn't know. And why he didn't feel that way, I don't know. Now that I'm older, I think it's because other people must have been talking to him and being like, yo, you need to have this nigga.
Paper.
Right.
Right.
Or he thought to himself, if I was Mike Geronimo, what would I do?
But Mike Geronimo ain't even think about none of this shit.
He's not. You two aren't. That's not the point.
Right, I see
9
what
times
you're
out of
saying.
10, when somebody accuses you of doing something, the only reason that thought came in their head is because it's what they would have done if they were in your shoes.
You saying he would have took the 15 and the?
No, I'm saying he would have ran out on the guy who put him in position.
He
to
would have
get
asked
to
him
it.
for more than 15. He would have said, give me 50.
No, you're not
And I'm
hearing
out.
me. I'm not saying that Irv would have gone for small change or a small deal or small money. I'm saying in a position where
Opportunity.
I broke you and I don't have any paperwork on you. You're not legally held to me. You can break out and go sign someplace more lucrative.
If you wanted to.
If you wanted to. And because that's where my mind goes first, oh shit, this nigga might dip.
Yeah.
You're probably hearing that in his voice when he's calling.
Right.
This hot trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rappers. Got bars I can hang with the backpackers. Trap star, I don't hang with the backpackers. I'm in the hood with the work you heard. Making fiends leave earth you heard. Got your baby mama thirst you heard. Feel the flow, nigga, throw it in reverse. This the wave you need to surf you heard.